Hello everyone, my name is Kel Sounds, and today I want to show you some snares that I was working on last night. I don't know why, but for some reason I've really been on the snare train lately. I know in the series I made a snare with Faceplant, but then I was watching someone named Post Hugh. I'll just take a screenshot of his YouTube, and you should definitely go check him out because his sound design is just so good. It's like I was listening to some of his loops. I really like I like his style of sound design, and I was listening to his snares, and they're very they have this transient heavy kind of sound to them, and so I was like, man, want to make a snare like that. And so I'm like, all right, I think I want to try and recreate something like that inside of Faceplant. But yeah, definitely go check him out. He makes some really good stuff. His sound design is just so good. Here, I'm just going to show you real quick. SDS 94, I think now it is. So this is the first snare that I made with the Ableton rack inside of Faceplant. This is the snare number 10. Yeah, I'm just going to drag and drop some of these, and some of these I even layered with a clap. And I also pitched up. So these are just a few examples. I'm going to show you guys the rack now. Also, this sample pack and the SDS 94 and the Ableton rack are going to be available on my website for Sound Squad subscribers. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can. There's a total of 20 snares. And so I used a lot of snap heap and basically just Faceplant, convolver for different tail sounds. I'm gonna go ahead and drop some MIDI in. There you go, I just set it to C2. But yeah, this is the rack. So the first thing that I started out with was the body. Okay, so for the body of our snare, it's just a Faceplant, a sine wave. I added a distortion, and then I have the volume being controlled by this curve over here with a gain snap in, and then this is controlling the harmonic of our sine wave. And then this is also controlling the drive, because I wanted to saturate the transient a little bit as it's first introduced into the snare. But yeah, I made it a little bit more of a heavier transient just to get a snappier sounding snare. And then for our, well, actually this is just a layered clap. For our second track here, this is also Faceplant. This is from the series from this past week. And so I just literally just dragged and dropped the preset that we made from that series and then just EQ'd it a little bit. I think I messed with the volume of the sound to get a little bit of an attack just to make some room for the body of our snare. And then together. But yeah, and then I have the tail, which is just another Faceplant, and so that's just white noise with automation on the cutoff of a filter, and then this curve is controlling the noise volume, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the tail of our sound. And then I just grouped it all together and put a snap heap rack at the end of it, and inside of this snap heap I have a compressor, I have a OTT, I have a slice EQ doing some mixing, I have a shaper to distort it, then a dynamics to squish the sound even more or make it a little bit more consistent. And then I used a clipper to kind of clip the transient a little bit. Without it sounds pretty good too, actually. But the clipper, I guess you kind of lose a little bit of dynamics, but that's okay because I like the way it sounded. Then the last thing I went ahead and added was a limiter. And I still have some headroom. I could turn that up a little bit more, but I'm just going to leave it as is. And then this is what our waveform looks like. Look at that waveform. But yeah, that is pretty much the snare. It was inspired by, again, Post-Human Dubs. There we go. So yeah, definitely go check his stuff out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.